For this abandoned funeral home, we journey back into the heart of America's Southeast to visit rural South Carolina, where we uncover the haunting remnants of this old funeral home steeped with an intriguing history. Once bustling with celebrations of life, this now forgotten place still holds a treasure trove of artifacts. We were shocked to find the casket display room with caskets still set up alongside burial vaults and urns. Then we found the chapel still intact with rows of chairs lined up for viewing purposes, complete with a baby casket displayed at the front of the pulpit. And then we were in complete awe to discover that the embalming room was completely loaded and featured 2 stainless steel gurneys, a plethora of embalming instruments and tools, various makeup, and a vast assortment of embalming fluids, powders, and other products. So we just got into this amazing funeral home. Window led right into this room, which is filled with crap. Look at this. Funeral records from 1947. I mean, it's incredible. Look at that. Nice. Shipped from New York. Back out of here. See how much stuff is in here. It's like these places are so packed full of crap. Like I could hardly walk in here. It's like an old office. This is the desk. There's the funeral director and owner. It's probably his girl. There he is again. The name is all over this, so. Nashville, Tennessee, mortuary science, look at that. Probably his wife. It's crazy, and obviously they were Masons. Sorry for zooming in so much, but I'll give it away. Otherwise, look at all his drawers are filled with stuff. Casket roller thing. All this stuff hanging on the wall. It's got like half power. Like most of the lights don't work, but it's like a couple of them do. This is the chapel. It's pretty clean in here, but there's definitely signs of decay and stuff, and it's only been closed for like, I think it said 2014 or 2018. Baby casket. JC up there. Nice PV amp back there too. Casket rollers. A couple of them. Funeral services for Willie Roberts. Good thing that's a common name. I'm sure you can hear those cars out there. It's so crazy how close it is. And there's the microphone and podium. Baby casket. Nothing in it. I did open the baby casket. Nothing inside. It all started back in the 1950s when the National Negro Business League, which already had included several thousand funeral directors, had decided to give full membership to the owner of this now abandoned funeral home. And the reason for the induction was quite simple. The funeral home, which had already been in operation since the 1930s, had received rave reviews and outstanding accolades as the talk of happy customers spread throughout the local community like wildfire. One of the primary reasons for such success was that this funeral home owner understood the enduring importance of a proper burial, whether the deceased was rich or poor, and had enabled this funeral home to persevere from its initial inception some 90 years ago all the way until its closure in 2022. Go back to the office. Through the office. Casket roller. We got an obituary here. Nice suit. Brown suit. $88. Okay. Got you a deal. Some dresses in the background too for the decedent burials. And these are casket protectors, I guess. And look at over here. Caskets. Gotta love that. And we got some burial vaults over here too. Quite a few of them. I noticed like they're expensive. That one's like $1,600. This one's like $3,000. Wow. And this is like a stainless steel one. And look at this wood grain casket here. Look how sharp that is. Whew. She's a beaut. Man, that's such a sick casket. It's a pretty cool casket display room. I mean, obviously I would love to have more caskets, but to get a few of them, that's solid. And that wood grain one is my favorite, definitely. It's probably the best one. Let's try to get another pan from back here. You can see the burial vaults over there on the right. And the casket protectors right here. And then this actually leads to the chapel. See? Leads back into the chapel. I think you get it, see? You can kind of see the layout now. Shut this door though. Oh, there's a skeleton key up there. That's cool. Such a good casket display room. I love it. There we go. There you go. Now open that one so you can see inside of it. But let's leave it how we found it, and I'll shut it back. Making sure there's no bodies in here. Okay, we're clear. This funeral parlor had become much more than a sanctuary for grieving families. It had also become a link to African American culture, and many families utilized the services of the funeral home to celebrate their lives for extended periods of time after a loved one's passing. The owner was well known for his ability to infuse American funeral traditions with added components of historical African homegoing celebrations. These funerals would almost certainly include a viewing of the deceased for ritualistic reasoning, with the burial set to the sound of slow-beating percussions, all followed by a large feast. The funeral home's long-standing traditions date back to when Africans were enslaved in the early 19th century America, as normally their plantation owners did actually permit them to gather for private funeral ceremonies. So funerals for any slaves had a festive tone because death was often perceived as true and final liberation, according to many local historians. And that was the exact mindset of this funeral home owner and was what initially had garnered his business so much attention and popularity. His funeral home was first established in 1930 in rural South Carolina and continuously operated for more than 90 years. Now we go to the embalming room. A bunch of crap over here. Wow, it's guarded. Yeah. Formaldehyde. Look at this. Phew, sick. Stainless steel gurney. 2 of them. Look at restoration. This is a grimy one too. Look at this gurney. Look at all those hemostats and scissors and injector grease and eyeglasses. Vaseline. Wow. That's cool. Oh, look at diagram of the arterial system. That's pretty sweet. And there's the 1 gurney and 2 gurney. God, you can hear people talking out here. Look at this thing. This thing pierces your organs and stuff, and it's how you drain the blood and body fluids and even artery fluid. Look at all these tools. Look at the gravity feed embalming machine. Old school. Yeah, you don't see those anymore. That is very cool. Only seen a couple of those in my day. And then, of course, you have all the tools. Yes. So sick. I love all the tools in here. And you can see more tools over here. Since its original establishment until most recent years, the funeral home had been owned and operated solely by an African American family. When the original owner died in the 1950s, one of his 3 sons took over and succeeded him in operating the family funeral business until his death in the 1990s. After the son passed away, and since the original family had all aged out of the funeral business, it was eventually sold to a neighboring mortician who continued to operate the facility as part of his network of local funeral homes in the area. Today, he is one of the oldest black morticians in the entire state. As a direct result of him opening up a new funeral home in 2022, he decided to permanently close this outdated and cramped facility. Even though it has been several years since the last service was held, the place had the feel that it could reopen at any day. Wow. More right here. There's the head block. Oh, look at the old school brush or comb. Curling irons. Some embalming fluid. Looks like drainage chemical, and this is cavity fluid. Petroleum jelly, of course. Look at eye caps, it says. That's cool. High gel. Jesus, all sorts of stuff down there. Not sure. Cleaning product. More diagram of the nervous system. circulatory system. Old razor just chilling. Wow. Look at all that eye cap. Oh, those are buttons, I think. Jesus. Look at all the tubing. There's so much stuff in here. It's crazy. Look at this needle. Jeez. Look at the thread. Wow. This is just so full under here too. It's crazy. Look at the lap coats. Hair dryer. Looks like another razor, look. So you can shave the decedent. And then amazing. You got all these tools too, and embalming fluid and makeup. Wow. Some of this stuff I have no idea. Our denture replacers. One more look at all this embalming stuff. Another gurney. This one's got a blue cloth on it. And then the body lift over there too. It's kind of hidden over there in the corner. Interesting. Look at these old needle injectors. Wow, that's wild. Oh, lipstick and blush, eyeshadow. More lipstick and stuff down there. Tanner, so you can make people look darker. Wound filler. Wow, that's crazy. Look at that. Let's see if I can show you. Wound filler. Look at all this Avon stuff. Alcohol. Q-tips. More tint. More toner and stuff like that. Pretty nuts, isn't it? This cabinet is actually really sick too. The old white metal cabinet. Glass. Champagne Company, St. Louis. Yeah, here's more. Big old soap jars. Look at that. Royal Bond. Embalming powder. Look at all this embalming powder here. Wow. Drainage chemical. Huge box of embalming powder. Surface restorer. Artery fluid. Artery fluid. More up here. Autopsy, embalming fluid, embalming powder. Wild. Jeez. Look at the makeup. Oh, distilled water. Look at this old. What does that say? Procaine, penicillin. Wow. Penicillin and distilled water. Old bottles of that. Look at the old makeup. It's all dried out. Been sitting out so long. You can kind of see how the room is laid out now. Got like an old cabinet here filled with like clothing and gurney covers and sheets and stuff like that. Love it. I love this funeral home. It's such a good one. I love the charts too on the wall, like the anatomy charts and stuff. It's so sweet. And of course, they're old school, super outdated. Let's get a couple more pans of this stuff. Oh, look, there's a needle injector. Sew your mouth shut. And then there's those tools over there again. And the emergency eye wash station. One of the most interesting discoveries was just how old and outdated a lot of the funeral product was, as if it had been sitting on the shelves untouched for all of these years. And finally, we found an old, dusty, broken down hearse located inside the garage. And if you enjoyed this video, please drop us a comment, like the video, or even share the video. But most importantly, subscribe to Abandoned Central on YouTube so that you don't miss any of our other videos. We appreciate all of your supports. Thank you, friends. Until next time.